twice if you play your first map. So if it's you're allowed to play the same map twice if it's the first map. So that's a possibility to see cactus value a little bit later on once again. But for right now we're on, again, what I said was the other larger map in the map pool right now, Iron Fortress. The map pick of the property player in the upper right hand corner in the red, it is MorroW. And down to the bottom right hand corner we have our teal cross player from mYinsanity, Arium, taking down Sniffy in game number 1. Good game, good luck, have fun being called between the players as we get into this, and it's probably going to be a little while before we see any action really starting to take place. As again, large map, probably going to see macro orientated openings. We're not going to see anything super aggressive here, and we're not seeing any kind of crazy early scout from Arium to try and figure out where his opponent is so you can put down a pylon in the middle of the map or anything. So, you know, pretty standard stuff so far. I mean, it's like, say on a map like Inferno Pools, it's very easy to say check once, check one corner and then put it, there's places you can then place a proxy Stargate kind of in the upper or the lower half of the map to try and see, your opponent's going to be one of them bases, it's kind of close to one of them. But on Iron Fortress, I mean, I guess if you check the bottom left, you can come up here and put a proxy Stargate here, but it's not something we really see as much. Again, the map's just so large, and well, MorroW is going to be opening with a CC first. We do see double gas out of Arium though, so I mean there is that possibility of doing something aggressive here, or at least teching up fairly quickly after the initial nexus. So you could just expand and then go into a very fast Stargate. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be out on the map, it can just be in base. As this probe moves across, and we're going to see what's happening here in a few moments time, and we'll see that his opponent isn't in the bottom left hand corner, so again he'll be able to go check the top left next, and MorroW actually fortunately is going to scout in the correct direction. He follows this first command center up with 2 barracks, something which back in the day you'd always see, right, CC first straight into 2 racks, very standard, but nowadays we'll actually sometimes see this combination of going CC first into single racks and a gas and getting your factory up nice and quickly and going for kind of what would be a standard 1-1-1 open in TVP, the mine drop. So we can see that quite often as Arium is going to be dropping this nexus here. This probe is sat over to the left hand side, so again the possibility for a pylon out on the map, put that Stargate out on the map, stop it from being scouted, if nothing else. I mean, it's actually going to be further away. If he puts a Stargate here, it's actually going to be further away than a Stargate in his main base would be from MorroW's main, but yeah, I guess it's a chance he takes. I mean, at the same time it means it's 100% not going to be scouted, and right now he only really has a mothership core to deny scouting, so if there's a Reaper or anything, there would be no real way for him to stop any Reaper entering from stopping that Reaper getting the information that MorroW would be looking for. Again, that's not the current situation though, because it is CC first build out of MorroW, so he doesn't have anything out on this map to scout, just that SCV which is already pulling back home. MorroW actually starting to send his first Marines out on the map, just trying to have a little bit of a look around, check to see if there are any proxies. We do see that Stargate coming up, but again, in a very odd position to begin with. Again, it'd be great if he was in this top left hand corner, but as he isn't, it's going to take that Oracle a little bit extra time to hit, and again, the only real advantage of it right now is that it's not really going to be spotted in the near future. So another Marine down the low ground here. Again, MorroW's just gone straight up to 3 racks, and he's only just now added his gases, engineering bay on the way down, so it's kind of really old school TVP where you just go straight up to these 3 racks as you just concentrate straight away on your bio play. Is MorroW going to scout this? He's going to get very close to it, but he's not actually going to see it, I don't think. You're just going to go straight into your bio play. Tech lab's on the way down, so you can just stay in. The engineering bay allows you to start at +1. Your factory is going to come down in the next 30 seconds or so as well, so MorroW's going to be really just able to focus 100% on all of his upgrades here and really make his initial bio push very strong. And of course you don't detract from the pros player too much. You don't really distract him at all, you don't really play with those mines, and you don't have the opportunity to do big damage. But your first push again will come a little bit sooner because you haven't messed around with a super early factory or anything like that. This first Stalker approaches the front, sees there is a bunker in position, and a scan from MorroW a few moments ago showed that the robot facility was just finishing, so again, you might have a rough idea about what's going on right now. Marines positioned in the main, but nothing really at the natural. A couple of Marines, I guess, free behind this command center and 3 more coming down, and we're actually going to see this Oracle taking these Marines on. He probably could have fought them, but seeing more Marines come in, I guess he didn't have the opportunity to just immediately count. You know, you can't count, you can't count the Marines that fast, and he doesn't want to risk it. Doesn't want to lose too many hit points for no reason on this, and now he's actually got himself a little bit trapped, and this Oracle is dead. There's nothing he can do about it. Should have just gave up clicking it, and well, that's a little bit of a shame there. Just loses the Oracle for no real reason. Nothing gained from it at all. Up here we just have a probe patrolling in. Well, this Stargate not being used for anything right now. Bay finishing up. Twilight Council unfortunately being added on, so I mean the backup plan coming in here for Arium, starting to go into the next wave of his build, but he doesn't have that Oracle on the map, and that means that MorroW is going to be free to just move across the map as he wishes. He's not going to have anything to hold him back. He can just move across the map and, you know, start to put on some damage, and the scout information from Arium is going to be very limited because that Oracle's now down. He is not investing in observers. He's actually just Chrono Boost now his first Colossus here, so really desperate to get something out that's going to be very effective against this big amount of Marines. So again, just Chrono Boost that Colossus for now, extending Thermal Lance on the way, a couple of extra gateways finally being added on, and probably see Blink / Charge coming out. I mean, probably Blink out of the Twilight Council in the next couple of moments, once he gets his gas up and running high enough for that. 4 gates on the way then. Again, he's only been on 1 gate this whole time, so time to start producing a couple more gateways, get that production set up for the mid game. As you see Blink coming out of the Twilight Council, yeah, extra gateway being added on. That's 6 gates now again. Still alright for 2 bases, as this one Marine has not really spotted anything over towards this 3rd base, and the first push starting to move out on the map behind this MorroW will expand. And again, you can do this without be fearing that Oracle because of the fact it got killed off early. So again, already we're starting to see the ways in which he can just move out and not really care too much about potential dangers out on the map. This one probe, I suppose, could put down a proxy pylon and some zealots could run by to try and cancel this 3rd base. But look at that, MorroW's actually already looking, scouting for that. So just thinking ahead of time, preventing the inevitable essentially, and you can see it's exactly what Arium was planning to do, so that worked out really well for MorroW there. Great scout, and he stops that threat and keeps his 3rd base super safe. There's the first 2 medevacs moving across the map here, +1 finished, combat shields finished now as well as Stim, and he should be able to at least delay the 3rd Nexus here of our Protoss player for quite a long time. He doesn't really need to commit to a fight while the Protoss sits on 2 bases, so he's probably just going to sit just outside of range of the Protoss base. Keep an eye on again both of these potential 3rd bases just to make sure Arium isn't sneaking up a base anywhere. And again, all he has to really do is sit back. I mean, he can try and drop if he would like to, but again, it's very risky, and there's no real need. When the Protoss player's just sat on 2 bases, he doesn't gain very much by actually moving and going out, and by moving in for a drop, because the likelihood that the Protoss player is just sat in a defensive position waiting is just very high. But now you just see this entire army out of position, so a drop into the main base now could be great. I mean, there's nothing here. A single photon overcharge is not going to stop 4 medevacs of units from taking down that Nexus, and this is just going to be a big all-in from Arium. He's got his Blink finished, he's got +1 about to finish, and it doesn't look as though he's going to stop for anything else. He's moving across the map with 3 Colossi and looking to end this game very, very soon. He wants to win this game in the next few moments here. Observer on the way will help against these mines eventually, but it's going to take a little while to catch up, and these initial stalkers are going to have to blink their hearts out. And that was a little bit messy there, losing some of the shields, and here we go, 4 medevacs in towards the main base, and Observer pops out. That's not the most ideal of things to come out right now, and Arium just sitting tight here. He needs to pull that Observer across. This front overcharge is slowly working away against his bio, but Arium is turning around. He's going to come back home, and I think it's the worst possible decision. All of his gateways getting powered though, so there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, what's he going to do, pull his probes into it? I guess he has to. I think he should have just tried to attack, but it's so difficult. I mean, there's so many units here. He can't reinforce at all. There's a few value units, so they're going to get cleaned up, sure, but I mean, look at the damage they've done, and powered all of the gateways, heavily supply blocked Arium, and he's also, you know, got that 3rd day, got that main base Nexus killed off here. 1 pylon on the other side of the map is getting taken down, and looks as though MorroW in commanding position here in this game. Arium, you know, he turned around, I don't know, I feel as though in this scenario, I mean, obviously the only way he's going to clean up that army at this point is if he turned around, but I think it's too late, right? Because the damage is already done. You just have to try and do damage yourself. You just have to try and equalize what's been done to you. You just have to find a way. 3rd base gets cancelled here by this small bio force, which is still alive in these medevacs. A couple of Marines run through here, and we do see a big drop into us in the natural expansion here. MorroW really committed with these units, and well, he's going to start trading very, very well. Not moving in towards the main base just yet. with everything else. Now he is. Those two medevacs starting to move forward. He lifts up here. Again, he's lost a lot. He's going to lose a couple of medevacs here as well. So these are big losses for MorroW. And I mean, losses like this is a way in which Arium can get back into this game if MorroW just throws away units like this. But you can see it doesn't really matter. MorroW is still up 60 supply. He's up by 17 workers. He's got 1-1 with 2-2 started. He's got so many units still out on the map. And moving across here, he will look to try and see what he can do. Installers just sat at the front of this natural. A few mines moving down to the south. I guess they're going to go and join this medevac. Join these couple of medevacs and jump into those. Going towards the main base / natural, try and get some worker damage done. Stalkers just moving out. I mean, they've got blinks, so they're fairly mobile. They should be fairly safe out on the map. But again, I mean, Arium has to find some way back into this game. But he's sat on 2 bases, which are slowly mining out. He doesn't have many workers. MorroW's income is over double of his for a couple of moments there. So MorroW is just mining so much more. He's trained so effectively. And 7 in, a couple of workers going to go down. He's just going to start burrowing these widow mines as well. And the widow mines don't achieve very much. They kill for a single side, but he's just keeping his opponent busy. And Stalker's moving out of the map. They're going to look to try and pick off those medevacs, but they're getting distracted by a few units. And again, MorroW's just continuing to deny this third base. He's keeping his opponent's economy back. A single oracle gets made from that Stargate to try and help out a little bit, but I mean, he kills off a few workers and then gets killed off. MorroW still sits 18 workers ahead. Triple orbital, triple mule. He has so much economy still available to him. And another medevac loads up here. There's a little bit of an army moving out, looking to see what it might be able to get up to. Widow mine not going to be able to get out, so the widow mines get cleaned up, but MorroW just once again going to drop straight into the main base here. So he's just going to drop in towards the main base, and with the rest of his army, he's just moving back. I mean, 2-2's about to finish, so he's pretty much all set to go again, scanning to see what he's dropping into before he drops. This should be once again at least a dead main base. He's going to kill off both the pylons here, the power 4 of these gateways. So that's again a lot of production for Arium just lost here immediately. MorroW just stepping a few of his units forwards just to try and split them up a little bit against his core side. 2 lifts, and one of the medevacs does go down, kind of inevitably, but I mean, again, he's just doing a little bit of damage here and there, slowing down the production. I mean, shutting down 4 gateways is huge. They're not back online yet. Arium's got money that he can't spend because of the lack of gateways he has available to him, and again, he's just continuously chasing MorroW around, and he's never been able to kind of stabilize at all in this game. Again, the third base is forced to cancel, and oh no, now widow mines are picking up kills here. The observer trailing behind finally arrives, finally helps to clean that out, but again, Arium is just looking so dead right now. I mean, I was saying before, he needs some kind of miracle. He needs a big donation of units from MorroW to really be able to come back in this. And I mean, that was almost 5 minutes ago now, if not longer. A couple of single dropship finds this Stargate over here, so that's going to get taken down. That's the biggest of losses right now. I mean, the one oracle we've seen since that first oracle did do a little bit of damage, but again, not game-changing damage. One single marine could have got that probe, didn't target fire properly though. Nexus dropped out the third base once again, but dropped back into the main base, and again the same 2 pylons under fire here. And I think they're going to go down. I think he's going to get locked out of his gateways once again. Arium supply blocked, and what can he even do? The probes get killed off before they can even make the pylons. These gateways are not destined to actually make any units. They're just forever stuck in this kind of perpetual state of unpoweredness. They just can't do anything. MorroW moving forward with his main army. He's delayed Vikings, etc. for so long, but it really doesn't matter. He's got so much now. He just completely outnumbers his opponent. Still stepping a handful of marauders forward, takes down them so very quickly. Game is called. Good game is called. And MorroW is able to tie up the series with that victory and take property to 1 game apiece.